What if we never find love? What if romantic love will never become a big part of our lives? Because that's a real possibility, and I think a lot of people live in that space quietly without talking about it. I've never been in a serious relationship before. I dated once and it lasted for a month, and for a long time I didn't know what to do with that fact. I didn't feel broken because of it, but I did feel out of sync. Like everyone else got a memo about how life's supposed to go, and I missed it. When you're not in love, people assuming two things. Either you're waiting for it or you're recovering from it. Because there's this unspoken idea that romantic love is a main storyline and everything else is just a filler until it happens. But in fact, our days are not filler. They feel full in an ordinary way. I wake up, I grow to routines I grow into, I talk to people I care about, I spend time alone without feeling the need to escape it. There's nothing about my life that feels like it's on pause. It doesn't feel like I'm waiting for something to arrive so that things can finally start to happen. That's why the question about never finding love doesn't scare me the way it used to. It doesn't feel like a threat. It feels like one of those thoughts that shows up when you step back and look at your life honestly without trying to shape it into something more impressive. I think the discomfort about this question comes from how narrow we define love. We've decided it was supposed to look a certain way, happen in certain order, and means a certain thing about your life once you have it. So when your life doesn't revolve around that version of love, you start wondering whether you do something wrong, even you are happy. And that's the strange part. A lot of people who aren't in love right now are happy. They're not broken, they're not missing themselves. They're just living lives where love exists, just not in the way we're usually taught to recognize it. Sometimes I notice how love is talked about as an event, something that arrives, changes everything, and gives a clear direction. And I used to think that too. I used to think that once love happened, things would finally make sense. I would feel more grounded, more certain, more complete. And lately, I've been questioning about it. What if love isn't a chapter? What if love is a language and some of us speak it differently? As the time goes on, I realize my life is already feels grounded. That doesn't mean the question never comes up. It does, especially when you see how much the world is organized around couples, or future that assume partnerships, or milestones that only make sense if love looks a certain way. When your life doesn't follow that shape, you sometimes wonders if it's going to be seen or celebrated or understood. I think if we don't limit the definition of love, we start notice how much of it already surrounds us in how we relate, how we listen, how we show up, how we choose to move through the world. Some people are meant for love in a very focused and romantic way, and some people love more broadly, spread across family, friendship, work, and their own inner world. One isn't deeper than the other, they're just structured differently. If romantic love enters my life one day, I experience it then as it is. But I don't want to assume something is missing in the meantime. My life isn't a chapter before happy ever after. I think that's what I want to share to people who aren't in love right now. You don't have to frame your life as a waiting period. You don't have to explain why you're okay. You don't have to turn your peace into a phase. Sometimes this is just your life, and that doesn't make it any smaller. So when I ask what if we never find love, I'm not asking because I'm afraid of the answers. I'm asking because I want to leave room for lives that don't revolve around one narrow definition of love and still feel complete. That's all I wanted to share today. Thank you for sitting with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.